Really? Real a penis transplant? Really? Is this really what we're going? God, yes. Yes, Grace, yes.
Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Hey. So I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back on my Grey's train, my Grey's Anatomy train. They got me. After last week's episode, that huge one that blew up, that took over the world, I watched it, I fell in love with it, and I'm back. I am going to catch up and watch the other episodes, but I will continue. So this week, Grey's Anatomy, season 15, episode 20, the whole package. And like I said, it did have a penis transplant, and that's how they started the goddamn episode. I say it every single time, Shonda Rhimes, you're a god, right? So number one is the penis transplant, and that has Avery, Meredith, Christina Fox. All of them are involved, including Hunt, and his sister. So there's a whole lot going on in the big penis transplant, and that's like the major surgery situation of this episode. They also have Meredith and DeLuca. I did not know this was a thing until this episode. Obviously, I missed a bunch. I'm going to go back and catch up, but I have a few things I gotta say about Meredith and DeLuca, and then it's Karev, and he's taking care of this kid, autistic. He's on the spectrum, and I almost forgot how great the fact that they made Karev a pediatric surgeon, because I'll get there. So let's start with the big guns, the penis transplant, right? So there's a few things going on with this penis transplant. So first of all, I did not know Christina Fox, Avery's mom, had cancer. She has cancer. She's getting radiation. It's a bummer. It's taking over her life. It's cancer. It's a shitty situation, right? So Avery, being the good son that he is, finds a gift to give his mother, and that gift that he gives his mother is a penis transplant. Oh my god. And the reason that this is amazing, first of all, for a premise, for a show, whatever, is because she's the urology goddess of the show. That's her thing, that's her passion, that's her love. And she's been out of it because of the cancer, so Avery gets this procedure, this thing for her to do. And she needs a whole lot of hands on deck. It's a transplant, so Meredith and Avery have to go travel to go get the donor's penis, and then Hunt's sister, I don't know the name of the sister. I'll get better at these names. It's going to be somewhere here. So Dr. Hunt's sister is the patient who's getting the new penis. She's a veteran, Hunt's a veteran, and the patient's also a veteran. And this happened when there was like a big explosion, or something happened where he lost his leg and he lost his penis. And now Hunt's sister brought that patient over so Christina Fox can take care of the surgery, which I think is fantastic, right? So that's the basis of what's happening. The way it breaks down is it all falls apart when they find out, when the patient's wife or partner or whoever comes in and he freaks out because he didn't want her to know before the procedure. He lied to all the doctors saying he had support at home. His mom is there, but his mom is super old. There's all of these things, but that ends up being in the background. Hunt has this one-on-one man conversation with him, which I thought was very, very good, right? And the way Hunt explained it is like, every single time he looks at himself, every single time he looks, takes a bathroom, needs to go to the bathroom, takes a shower, is naked, whatever the situation is, he feels like less of a man. And the patient during the episode said something that was like deep, real deep. He said, I lost a leg. I can live without losing a leg, but my penis, that's how I define my manhood. And I think that is so very true for most men, right? That's why having a small penis is so looked down upon and made fun of, and micro penises is like the worst thing that could ever happen to him. Like, it's a big deal, and I appreciate that they actually took the time to talk about it. I loved it. I thought it was fantabulous, right? So all of that happened. End of the day, after Hunt had the conversation with the patient, he decided to ask for his wife's or his partner's help. He had the support group, and then Dr. Fox, Avery's mom, did the transplant. It was beautiful. It went through no issues. It was perfect. All right. So can we talk about what really matters right now, right? Can we talk about what really matters? Meredith and DeLuca. Is this real? Is this real? We gotta be honest here. Meredith definitely has a type. DeLuca, Dr. DeLuca, he looks exactly like Derek Shepherd. He looks exactly like him. He's just younger. And good for you, Meredith, right? You cougar, you MILF, you bad mother, you. Yeah, no, DeLuca, he's a younger version of Derek. I can't be the only person that sees it. She has a type. I don't know if this is something that they did on purpose. If Meredith, like, I don't know what it is, but I enjoy it. I think so. I don't see the chemistry. They only spoke to each other for like 15 seconds, but I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. DeLuca had the surgery with Weber, and they were talking, and Christina, I'm sorry. So DeLuca had a surgery with Weber, and Weber was just like, oh yeah, what's your future look like? And then DeLuca's like, yeah, I don't know, she's the shit, I love her, I think I want this to be long term. And then Weber was like, look, I'm asking you about your surgical future, brother. I don't care about what you do with Meredith and all this good stuff. That was fine. That was okay. It was weird. It was boring, to be honest. And then the last major thing that happened in the show was Karev and the patient that is on his pediatric patient. He's on the spectrum. He doesn't like to be touched. And I just loved the way Karev interacts with these kids. And it had me think that as a nurse, the amount of respect I have to give to all these nurses that take care of children, right? So this one was special and a little more difficult because yes, he's a child, number one, number two, but he was also on the spectrum. So there's a lot more to it, right? But Karev, he was like dirt off the shoulder. Don't worry, I'm here for you. I'm going to take care of you, right? I am here to take care of you. The parents were like, I'm worried. He doesn't like to get touched. He won't speak to me. He won't give me any answers. And Karev was like, he likes buildings. Let's look out the window. Let's talk about the buildings. Let's get him some Legos. And he was like, how much pain do you have? And he used the building blocks to ask and show him it's this much pain, or is it going to be this much pain using the Legos? It's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right. But Karev, he's in it. He's about it, and he's great at being a pediatric surgeon, pediatric doctor. But he's also not there entirely because his boo-boo, JoJo, is still freaking out about the conversation she had with her birth mother. She's just going through some shit, right? So he's like trying to be the best doctor as possible, but also trying to be as supportive as he can for his wife that will not give him an edge. So he tells some dude, I gotta be honest, I don't know his name. I'll get there, but you'll see his picture. Sends him to go talk to Joe, and I guess him and Joe were old friends, and then Karev just stayed and took care of this kid. Everything seemed to be going to plan until they found out that they had a bad blood transfusion. Uh-oh. What? Who? How? Yes, so huge blood transfusion, a bad blood transfusion error, and they found out that he had golden blood. I didn't know that this was a thing. It is actually a thing. It is a phenomenon. And in the show, it's like 5 people in the world, and I'm pretty sure it's just as rare in like real life as it is in the show. But yes, so they have to, right now, they can't do surgery on him because if he loses too much blood, he's just going to lose too much blood. And they can't give him any blood because they don't have this golden blood on hand. And at the end of the episode, the parents are like, what are we going to do? And Karev was like, don't worry, we'll get this blood. And you're not supposed to, as a healthcare provider, you can't be saying things that you are going to do in the future if you don't know you are going to be able to do it. Like if a patient is waiting for a transplant, right, you can't say it's going to happen next week. That's not something you can tell them. It's something you got to wait until you know 100% certainty that it is happening, and then you go tell them we are going to get it done. So giving those parents like false hope could come back to bite them in the ass in a really, really hard way. I mean, this kid is adorable. The situation is really heartbreaking. If it doesn't work out, we'll have to see in next week's episode. Hopefully they do get this golden blood. But I really like this storyline. I really like it. I don't know, man. I just appreciate that they used Karev as a pediatric doctor, right? He's a stuff guy, and he's a hard to the core, right? And he's all in the beginning of the Greys, he was this womanizer that just he didn't trust that and then he's just like has the biggest heart for all of these children. I love it. Just they think about these things, they always 15, 20, 17 seasons ahead, right? I don't know if they planned it this far ahead, but god damn it, it's been fantastic. So I finally came up with my own special rating system. It is not written in stone yet, but I like it so far, and this is the first time I'll use any of my ratings, and I give it, the report for this episode it is a certified sundowner. In the beginning of the episode, you get really excited with the penis transplant. I love the situation with Karev and the kid. But the rest of the episode, it just falls off the edge, right? You get excited for the penis transplant because it is an exciting procedure. The fact that you having a penis getting transplanted is huge. But the rest of the episode it's just a downer, right? Once it hits halfway, you're like, all right, when is this gonna end? I know that the penis is good. What is going on? So it is indeed a sundowner. If you miss it, who cares? But if you don't, if you love Grace, please do watch it. Some good things are happening, and I think you might want to watch this if you do care about the Karev situation, because I think that could be a good storyline to finish.